Black criminals kill the same kids that the police do. I find it quite interesting that the police seem to kill the same demographic groups that kill one another. There's this idea in America that the police are discriminately targeting one particular group of people across the country. The stories that we hear in the media from city to city let it be known that these bigoted officers are more likely to stop, more likely to frisk, more likely to arrest, and more likely to kill this one particular group of people. Which group of Americans are we speaking of that's being targeted? You guessed it, black people. What's often not discussed is the fact that the exact demographic group that police tend to be targeting is the same group that targets itself and in a similar manner. Listen close, because I know what you're thinking about right now. You're thinking that I'm simply mentioning black on black crime again the way us black conservatives always do. However, it's a bit different, and here's how. The narrative from the left is that the police are targeting black people in racist fashion. However, if it were simply due to race, we would expect to see a few things that we just are not seeing. We would expect to see officers mostly shooting blacks of all ages, all levels of income, and all sexes. What we see instead is a particular type of black person being shot. Young black males. But not just any old young black males. I mean, how often do the police shoot black senior citizens? How often do police shoot blacks in upper class neighborhoods? How often do police shoot blacks who wear suits and ties? How often do police shoot black women? How often do police shoot black children? How often do police shoot black men without criminal records? All those things are far more rare than the police shooting young black men with criminal histories who come from a certain financial background and who wear a certain type of attire. Apparently, the police and their racism are limited to a very specific type of black person. Young black males. But not just any old young black males. Here's my point. Young black males are the only group in the entire US of A that has homicide listed as their #1 cause of death. And the police are not even close to being the reason for that statistic. Other young black men are. Guess what financial category most of these homicide victims happen to fall under? Would it be out of the way to think that they probably have criminal records as well? How many of them get killed while wearing a suit and tie? See what I'm getting at? The police and young black males seem to be targeting the exact same group. The question is why? Why is it that one key demographic are who so often end up catching the wrong end of the firearm from both the police and their peers? Consider that it's due to the choices of these young black males that they continue to put themselves in the path of police or other young black males. But for some strange reason, when it's their peers, people seem to be far more understanding and forgiving of the shooter. Black murderers can kill other black people, do just 7 to 12 years in prison, come out and be celebrated. Don't believe me? Look at all the interviews and collaborations with the rapper Chi Ali, no relation, and what he got after leaving prison.
We've brushed over it a little bit during the interview, and we've discussed you coming home. And for those who do not know what you mean by coming home, you did a 12-year bid,
right?
For murder.
Homicide.
Excuse me.
Manslaughter in the first.
Okay, there we go.
dropped
My
it
bad.
down.
Clear it up.
They dropped it down. Take it easy.
Okay, yes, that's right. There was a deal.
Look at the love Gucci Mane got. Rappers who have shot and killed people are often celebrated, not ostracized from the community, and it isn't just rappers. But who is celebrating for officers who shoot black youths? Certainly no one that matters. Just look at Darren Wilson, who shot and killed Michael Brown in the infamous Ferguson shooting. Trust that no one is singing his praises. The interviews he has gotten tend to paint him as a heartless killer. Other police aren't throwing him parties and asking him to join the force. He hasn't been able to find a job as an officer at all.
Darren Wilson is still living a life in hiding. something his lawyers say has now gone on for months. CNN has learned it began just days after the shooting in August, when Officer Wilson was mowing his lawn. He got a call telling him his home address was circulating online. Within 3 hours, he was packed and gone.
He had to leave the grass literally half mowed, and he had to go into hiding because there are death threats out against him. There are bounties that have been placed upon his life.
So there's a huge difference in how both are treated when it's said and done. And let's not forget that the demographic that is being quote unquote targeted is not only black, it's also young white males, as I pointed out in other videos.
Do it! Stop it! Do it! Stop it!
So perhaps if you believe the police are targeting any specific group, you should consider young males rather than simply black ones. There is more evidence to support young males being shot than blacks in general. Perhaps we should consider many different variables other than race in these instances. Perhaps we should consider culture. I'm Chi Brown. If you like this video, please consider donating $1 or more every month or a one-time donation to my PayPal. Links can be found in the description. And please remember to share, like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.
No more Yaza Baza.